In case you haven't been paying attention, now is a great time to be changing jobs or going on and finding a new job if you're not currently employed, because employers are having a hard time hiring and keeping staff. This means that you have some leverage, okay? If you're a good worker, if you actually bother to show up, well, then you're going to be heads or tails above the competition. Historically, September and October have been good months for finding a new job anyway, because summer help is gone, they're back to school. Staffing and production is typically gearing up for the holidays. And of course, many places, right now at least, are trying to make up for shortages, both in staff and production. And they've not had enough supplies on hand to make all the things that they need, and not having enough staff to work with those supplies. So, what does this mean to you? Well, if you're looking to get a new job, many employers are offering increased hourly pay and salaries. They're also offering a great deal more incentives than they had been in the past. A big one that I've noticed around the area here is just about everybody is offering some sort of sign-on, retention, or referral bonus. So, there's some extra money that's on the table right there. What I didn't know and found out through some research today is more and more places are offering college tuition assistance. Now, I'm not a super big fan of college degrees, but hey, if they're going to give it to you for free, then I'm going to take it. Now, beyond that, though, they're not just offering it to you. They're also offering they're offering college subsidies to family and children, which is indeed new. Used to be all they cared about was taking care of you, and now they're looking to take care of your loved ones as well. Some places are offering guaranteed entrance to management training programs, which is nice. Usually there was, we'll call it a glass ceiling there in some places, and now having access to those programs certainly going to pay off. Many places are offering better retirement and medical benefits. Now, I've talked about these separately in other videos. Obviously, you should be investing in whatnot. If companies are offering a better employee match and stuff, that is big, big news, and something that you definitely want to be taking advantage of. The other thing is, if they're offering better medical benefits at a time when, people are really paying attention to medical benefits, that's a huge plus too. And lastly, but definitely not least, many companies are also offering employee stock purchase plans. This can be something that's very lucrative as well if you work it right. I've had it pay off for me in the past. Now, if you do give notice at your current employer, they may try to keep you by offering some incentives. And if so, you really want to take a look at those. Remember again, guys, that you are the one that really has the leverage there. Okay? It is much cheaper and much more efficient for them to retain employees than it is to hire new ones. Okay? They don't have to spend the time and energy to train somebody new. And that's also lost productivity for them, which is why it's cheaper to just keep somebody that's on staff, a known quantity, if you will. So, I've covered in another video how if they are offering you incentives, you want to make sure that you're getting at least a 2 to 5% increase in pay. That's a bare minimum. Why? So that you can keep up, with inflation. The other thing is, if they are offering and making an attempt to try and keep you and retain you, then they may offer you a bonus as well. If you can, negotiate to get an increase in your hourly wage instead of that bonus. That's going to help you in the future if you do decide to go ahead and look for employment elsewhere. But more often than not, it's going to mean more cash in your pocket in the short term rather than the long term. Plus, if you end up staying there long term, it can pay off much more as well. I just don't want you to be short-sighted when it comes to bonuses. A lot of people are. They think, oh, great, I'm getting a nice big fat $2,000 check. Then they actually get the check, and a third of it's eaten away in taxes. And they're like, hey, where's my money? And they're disappointed. And then when they actually sit down and start doing the math, if they'd have taken some sort of increase in pay, then within a year, 2 at the most, they would have come out ahead of whatever the measly bonus was that was offered. I'm going to ignore that chicken for right now. I'm just going to keep on trucking over here to the town. Now, if you are looking at changing jobs, then something else that you might do is to check out an interest profiler. A lot of times, if you will take the time to sit down and do a questionnaire, you might find a career path that you might be much happier with in the long-term run, that might pay off better for you in the long run. If money isn't your only motivation to change, like if you're not just unhappy with the money at your current place, but you're also unhappy with this situation or that manager or whatever, a lot of times if you change within the same career field, you're going to find that you've got the same problems, a different logo. And I don't want that for you. Now is the time to be considering, hey, is this really what I want to be doing as a career path for the next several years? Or is there something that is much more interesting to me? With these incentives and everything that people are offering, it may be the best time ever for you to make that huge leap into something completely different rather than stay where you are. Now, guys, I realize that this has been kind of short and sweet, but there is still a lot of good, worthy information in here. If you have questions, hit me up at fustyandfinance@gmail.com. As always, leave it in the comments below this video.